Yes, this is me, Hudson George. I'm just doing a live, man. My topic is about Grenada Carnival. Now, Spice Mass Corporation, with the permission of the Grenada government, already launched Carnival, right? And now the Prime Minister is saying it's too early. No, I think we advise the Prime Minister, Dickon Michell, to go and speak to the elders about Grenada Carnival. The Prime Minister is an educated man, he's a lawyer, and I understand he's a corporate lawyer. A corporate lawyer. I'm not living in Grenada, but I'm Grenadian. I heard he's a corporate lawyer, right? Now he's a politician, the leader of Grenada. Now I think Prime Minister Dickon Michell Need to go and speak to the elders. You don't launch Carnival and tell people it's too early after. When you launch something, you launch. If you launch a boat, the boat is in the water. Right? So the boat launch. You launch Carnival. You expect people who love masquerade going to be on the street practicing. Now, practicing Carnival on the street in Grenada is nothing new. It's tradition. I grew up in St. Patrick Parish, Hermitage Village, St. Patrick, Hermitage St. Patrick. And there was nothing called, when I was a young boy, there was nothing called launching of Carnival. I know when Carnival was come with the Ash Wednesday. I know when, after the Eric Matthew Gary changed it to around the Easter, and then the PRG changed it again. Right? So I could speak. I have a right to speak. Prime Minister Dickon Michell, you need to speak to the elders. Grenada is not for little children or for youths, as they say. Carnival is our tradition. Masquerade in the villages. People been playing mass, shot me, attacking for my village, shot me, violin John, steel pan, sweet mass, juju warrior, cowboy mass, Apache, all these masses, different mass, all this type of masquerade. People used to be on the street, but they come out more in the moonlight. Because those days, you didn't have all the street lights and so. But growing up in Grenada, in Hermitage, St. Patrick, there were electric lights in the village since in the 1960s. Hermitage, St. Patrick's, we had electricity. But there was no street lights in our little nook and corner, except by the police station. You had a few street lights around the police station. But there were electricity in Hermitage since in the 1960s. Now, okay, late 1960s. Now, the Prime Minister could say, no job in Grenans. No, because Grenans is the hub of tourism, or the south of Grenada. Right? If you want to please the tourists and you don't want the job in the city, I agree with you on that one. Because the economy is tourism. I don't want to get into politics. The big hotels bring in the tourist money. You have the School of Medicine. If you feel it's not good for it and you don't want it, it's fine. But something we must learn, foreigners don't come to Grenada to see us act like them. They come to Grenada to see something different. Okay? So if jobbing might be unruly in the city before the carnival and you want to curb it, I don't have a problem with you. But to say masquerade too early, I don't satisfy with that. Now, traditionally, people practice mass on the street of Grenada before carnival. Growing up as a boy, and there was nothing like launching of carnival. People only know the date for carnival. They watch the Ash Wednesday and they know 2 days before Ash Wednesday is carnival. And they go take on the street and practice, because to play shotney, your legs are too strong. You have to practice. To play jab, your legs have to be strong. Mass was nothing in what, like you say, in the stadium. And some people who are kind of middle class people used to go to St. George. St. George is in Queen's Park. They say go in and watch pageant. But rural Grenadian, or country bookie, or others want to call us, we are accustomed playing carnival on the street. That is our culture. So there is nothing calling about it's too early. We rural Grenadian or country bookie, or they just call us, we play carnival on the street until Colin Dow become chairman of Spice Mass Corporation in the NDC government of 2008, before he was kicked out before 2013, tried to interfere with our way of life as rural Grenadian. Carnival in Grenada is not a tourist thing. Carnival in Grenada is a cultural thing. Now tourism become part of our economy. We could create carnival for tourism. But carnival for us, Grenadian, is not something we adapt. It was always there. Grenada was a French country longer than an English country. So, and based on my reading in school, even before I go to high school, in Tivoli House School, I was taught that slaves used to be playing carnival when the planter allowed them to play under French rule. I learned that in primary school in Tivoli. And when the master have holidays in France or wedding or whatever, the slaves used to give them time to enjoy themselves. So carnival in Grenada is not like in English Caribbean countries that was not French. So carnival in Grenada is supposed to be like in Martinique, Guadeloupe, St. Lucia, Dominica, Cayenne, which is French Guyana, Grenada, and Haiti. Our history of carnival is from the plantation. So to telling us it's too early, I don't understand that. Too many people in Grenada spend too much years in university studying to get a PhD and a master's degree, and they're not in touch with society. And these are the technocrats in Grenada, the academic bourgeoisies, and they interfere in everything in Grenada. If the government want to curb job in Grenans, Lancipines, all them tourist spot, I don't have a problem with it. But please, for heaven's sake, leave us country bookie, rural Grenadian alone. We are the plantation people. Because the word country bookie mean we don't go by the rules. We are not conventional. So as long as we country bookie, we're not conventional, we're different. We speak with our own accent, we do our own thing. So, Mr. Prime Minister, go and speak to the elders. Don't rely on guys with academia. They don't know. They don't know the history of Grenada. All they have is a bag of certificate over their head. And they're intelligent. But intelligence here don't only come from accredited university. Our tradition is our education too. You don't interfere. There's things you don't interfere with. I can't go and interfere with the Catholic Church and tell them to do a Louvina Mass or a Black Mass. I can't go and tell the Catholic priests people mustn't confess their sins. Now we have Protestant religion. I'm not a Catholic, but I just draw a reference. There is something in Grenada you don't interfere with. You could control, but you don't curb. Rural Grenadians practice masquerade on the street. And it's supposed to remain like that. If they break the law, lock them up. But if they're just doing it and they don't harming nobody, I don't see anything in it. Now, the first religion in Grenada, European religion, is Catholicism. Roman Catholicism, the French brought it. And the other religion in Grenada is Obia or Voodoo or what you want to call it. Or you could call it African spirituality. And from it we get the Shango, the Orishas, and all them other religions survive. Carrico have many traditions. When you go in rural Grenada, there is all kind of traditions. This is who we are. Then, over the years, American religion come to Grenada. But before the American religions come to Grenada, when the British take Grenada, they brought Protestant religion. Anglican, Methodist, Presbyterian, and those kind of religion. Wesleyan. They come with the British. Nobody interfere with the Catholic Church. Nobody interfere with the Anglican Church. So why you interfere with our way of life? Which is how every year people play carnival. But south of Grenada is a build-up area. I could say, don't come down there in the night with the jump. Well, in the south of Grenada, the jab don't have no rhythm. They don't beat jump. They don't spell. Leave rural people alone. And tomorrow when you interfere with those things, and people copying other people's culture, then you say in Grenadian imitating. If you leave people in their way of life, everything going to be okay. Too many academias interfering in everything in Grenada. And that's the problem. And there is a set of young people, they don't know. They don't know. They don't know the history, they don't know the culture, they don't know nothing. So, Mr. Prime Minister, you have to talk to the elders. There is time you have to talk to the elders. You don't interfere with how people just live to please a small minority. Growing up in Hermitage, even the old people used to wait to see people practicing jab, short knee, wild Indian, sweet mass, people strengthening their legs because you have to come out to play mass. And next thing I'm going to tell you again, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm not into politics. The most popular Prime Minister Grenada ever had was Eric Matthew Gary. And he didn't interfere with jab. and he had to back off. Even the revel, you couldn't sing on Bishop, they might pick you up. But Jab Jab was still on. After the invasion, Jab Jab continue. Other masks continue. Now, Carnival has become part of the economy. We don't have to do what Barbadians are doing. We don't have to do what Vincentian are doing. Mr. Prime Minister knows St. Vincent had its first carnival. Because the history of St. Vincent and the history of Grenada is not the same. There used to be carnival in Barbados and something they happen and then the Herald Barrow, they stop it and they bring it back. But Barbados never have a French culture either. So when those who are advising you, I don't know who they are, please don't interfere with traditions. Leave tradition alone. Granance is a new area. If you want to protect it, protect it. But you can't tell people it's too early. Government would interfere, jab people always has a problem. Just leave it alone. Once they don't break the law. Because our grandparents do it, our great-grandparents do it. And in my time, growing up in Grenada, they were doing it. And never nobody get killed, nobody get hurt. So I don't understand. And I blame Alana. I blaming us too as a people. We wait on politicians to come with town hall meeting. But when communities, growing up before you have all these religions in Grenada, people here, people there, people everywhere, in different groups. When you're building a house, or you're breaking a house to put it up in a next place, you make a maroon to do it. When somebody die, everybody used to come out and dig the grave. Now, it's different. Rural people must have their own town hall meeting too. You can't wait on central government every time. And when the central government get a stronghold on you, they treat you how they want. In Trinidad, presently, they deregulate carnival back to the different villages and parishes now. Whilst in Carlindale time, he tried to kill carnival. He's still on beyond the headline in everything. Government go, government come, same damn thing. Leave people tradition alone. Develop the country, but leave people tradition alone. Once they don't break the law, leave them alone. The economy of Grenada is in the south. We all know that. And I don't see no move from government to enhance rural tourism. No, don't get me sweet on my tack now. We have 7 pen in Montrich to restore. But this new government restoring the fort where 2 sets of communists kill each other. But you won't restore the slave pens in Montrich that is almost the same like what people go into Ghana and other parts of Africa to watch, what you call the place of no return. But we have slave pens in Grenada where they used to lock up slaves. I don't see your new government restoring it, but you're restoring the fort. Because Maurice Bishop gets shot there, and we don't know the story why. So please, leave us in the rural alone and run the country. You could rule forever. I don't really care. But just don't interfere with us. Don't interfere in our life, of our way of life. Because if you interfere with our way of life, you could lose support So, do the right thing. Anyway, I gone till I come again. Hudson George.